Ron hated silence. Not normal silence, the kind that happened right before people looked at him. The silence before attendance, before presentations, or before introducing himself to any strangers. To everyone else, he looked normal, quiet, polite, and maybe even smart. But inside, every social situation felt like standing on the edge of a collapsing bridge. His hands shook when ordering food, and his throat tightened when asked to speak. Even answering phone calls made his heart race, but people just thought he was arrogant. By college, Ron had mastered invisibility. Sit in the back. Avoid eye contact. Leave quickly. It worked until his professor walked into class with a casual announcement. "Everyone will participate in next week's public speaking event," he said. The room groaned. Ron nearly stopped breathing and immediately raised a shaky hand to ask, "Sir, can I skip it?" The professor just smiled and said a single haunting word. No. That word haunted him for 7 days. He couldn't sleep, tossing and turning all night. He practiced introductions in front of the mirror, but every single version sounded terrible. He worried, what if I forget? What if they laugh? What if my voice shakes? The day of the competition arrived. Students filled the huge auditorium under bright, hot lights. Ron sat backstage, sweating through his shirt, feeling his panic grow even worse. A boy before him gave an incredible speech, and the huge applause made him feel smaller. Then his name was called. The whole world blurred as he walked towards the stage. He reached the microphone, knees weak, his heartbeat exploding like a drum in his chest. He looked at the hundreds of eyes watching him, and his mind went completely blank. The silence stretched. 1 second. 3. 5. People began to shift in their seats. Ron felt heat crawl up his neck, sure this was the most humiliating moment of his life. Then suddenly, from the front row, someone sneezed a loud, cartoonish, snorting sneeze. The entire auditorium, even the judges at their long table, burst into laughter. And without thinking, forgetting his fear for the first time in years, Ron laughed too. The tension shattered instantly, like a pane of glass. He felt a wave of relief. Still smiling, he leaned in and said, "Well, at least now I'm not the most awkward person here." The audience roared with laughter again, but this time it felt warm and connecting. He forgot half his prepared lines, but his real speech was better, filled with stories and jokes. Every time the audience laughed with him, the little monster of his fear shrank away. By the end, the whole auditorium gave him a standing ovation. Walking home, he realized nervousness comes from trying to be perfect, a goal laughter destroys fear and need to be perfect, because no one is perfect. Humans makes mistakes. Years later, Ron became a motivational speaker, the thing he once feared most. In every speech, he told students one important sentence he had learned the hard way. Nervousness grows in silence. But laughter, he'd say, doesn't let fear breathe. Because he knew the fastest way to calm a shaking heart is to laugh before fear gets the final word.